What's up, guys? Welcome to another video of the Bongers channel. Tonight we have a special chef, which includes baby Luke and Troy. So seriously, guys, we're not gonna have the kids cook today because we want to have a nice, delicious dinner. But one of these days they may help us cook, right? Give me a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up. Okay. So the boys are now safely with their uncle, so I am gonna show you tonight how I make green chili chicken enchiladas. Also, we're gonna have some Spanish rice to go along with it. So first thing first, let's go over our ingredients. I have 4 chicken breasts, which I put on the crock pot earlier this morning. I seasoned it with some garlic, salt, and pepper, and then a little bit of water to keep it from drying out. I cooked it on high for about 5 hours. I also have some cream, a family-sized cream of mushroom and cream of chicken, and that is gonna go with the chicken mixed together. I'll show you the next thing, which is gonna be the cheese and green chili mixture. So for that, I have Velveeta cheese. I'm gonna use about 3/4 of this. I have about 2 cups of milk and then some green chili. This is frozen New Mexico hatch green chili. It's mild. You can certainly use more or less, or you can buy the frozen chili, whatever you prefer. Thankfully, we had a stash of the delicious New Mexico hatch green chili. So that is a mixture all together. Then I have tortillas, which I'm actually making a layered green chili chicken enchiladas instead of rolling them individually. So I have my tortillas here, and I'm intending to make a family size portion here. And so I'm gonna use 6 tortillas for each layer, so I have 18 tortillas to go into this. I'm actually gonna make a small little one without some of the cream of mushroom because my brother-in-law is allergic to mushrooms. Once that is done, I have some cheese to put on top of the enchiladas. Then the next thing I have here is the ingredients for rice. So I have 1 cup of rice here, and then I have just a little bit of onions. You can add more or less. If you have somebody in your family that doesn't like onions, feel free to still add them because when the rice cooks, the onions cook to the side of the pan and they can scoop from the middle and they won't get any onions in their rice. And then I have the tomato sauce, which is 1 small can of tomato sauce. And then this is to taste, but I have some salt, pepper, and fresh garlic. If I'm out of fresh garlic, I just use garlic powder and that tastes delicious also. The first thing I'm gonna do is shred the chicken breast. So I'll just take a couple forks here and get that nice and shredded. The chicken I have pretty well shredded now. I'm just looking for some big pieces to split apart. Again, this is 4 chicken breasts and I seasoned it with garlic, salt, and pepper. Now that my chicken is shredded, I'm going to I took out a little bit of this cream of chicken for my brother-in-law's, so it's mostly a whole thing of cream of chicken. Next, I'm gonna add the entire container of cream of mushroom. Now let's mix this all together. All right, now the chicken and the 2 different soups are pretty well mixed together. This is kind of how it looks. It has quite a bit of chicken in there. You can always do more or less, but of course, the more chicken, the better. All right, next I'm gonna make the Velveeta cheese and green chili mixture. This is about 1/2 block of Velveeta cheese. I'm going to cut it into cubes. The reason I'm cutting it into cubes is to help it melt better. My Velveeta cheese is cut into cubes. I'm gonna add it into a bowl that I will place in the microwave. You can cook it on the stove top if you're good at not scalding it and you can watch it, but I typically burn it. Now I'm gonna add some milk to the Velveeta. I used about 2 cups. Next, I'm gonna take the green chili, take off the skin. Some people like it with the roasted skin, totally your preference, but I take most of it off. So I have 3 green chilies here. Again, you can use more. I have mild, you can use hot or extra hot, whatever you prefer. I'm going to plug in that I preheated the oven to 350 degrees. Now let's get cutting this green chili here. If you do it in bigger chunks, people that don't really eat as much chili can easily pick them out. That's why I leave them kind of big, but you can definitely cut them more fine. It smells and tastes delicious. Now I'm gonna add the cut green chili into the velveta and milk mixture. Let's give it a quick stir and get it in the microwave. I'm gonna go ahead and put this into the microwave and set it for 45 seconds. Like I said, you're gonna wanna keep a close eye on this because it'll boil over and burn the cheese and make a mess. Okay, I heated it for 45 seconds. I'm just gonna stir it, put it back in the microwave. It's probably gonna take 6 to 10 times to get it just right. I continued to put this in for about 45 seconds until the velveta cheese is melted. It's kind of thin consistency. If you want it a little thicker, add a little more cheese. I kind of like it just as it is. All right, the next step is going to be to fry the tortillas. I've got a small pan here with a little bit of oil. Got it nice and warmed up. You want it in just long enough to fry it, but not too long to where it gets hard. I have a plate with some paper towels set aside. The size that I'm doing is gonna take approximately 18 tortillas, 6 for each layer, 3 layers altogether. I'm gonna do an additional 4 because I'm making a small one without mushrooms for my brother-in-law. All right, my tortillas are all fried. I used some paper towels in between just to kind of absorb some of the extra oil. Next step is layering. I'm going to take some of this mixture here, coat the bottom of my pan, and just to help prevent it from sticking. All right, it's beautiful. These are for my brothers. So I'm gonna take 6 tortillas, like so. Then take some of this chicken. So there's 3 layers of tortillas and 2 layers of the chicken, 3 layers of the velveta. So I'm gonna use about half of what I have in the chicken mixture, and then I know that I have the right amount. So I have my first layer of chicken there. Next step is gonna be to add this yummy goodness of cheese and green chili. Let's continue with our layering. I'm gonna take 6 tortillas again. I'm gonna take the last portion of chicken mixture and spread it evenly. All right, let us apply some more of the yummy goodness. If you've never had these enchiladas before, you are missing out. We will do our final layer of tortillas. We'll add some more yummy goodness. Now that my layers are done, I'm gonna add the cheese to the top. Just kind of spread it evenly. I have about 4 cups of cheese here. This is the mild cheddar. You can use Mexican blend, any kind of cheese you like. And now this is ready to go into the oven, and then we will start the rice. Now let's put this casserole into the oven. I preheated it to 350 degrees. And I'm gonna bake it for about 30 minutes, more or less. You want a minimum of 30 minutes so the flavors all blend together. The cheese is nice and melted. All right, now that my enchiladas are in the oven, I am gonna start the rice because that will take about 30 minutes to cook. Just get your burner on, a little bit of oil. I have 1 cup of rice, a little bit of onions. You wanna cook those in. All right, I'm just gonna let this rice brown, let the onions cook a little bit. Get it mixed around in the oil. The rice is about halfway browned and I'm gonna add in the minced garlic and let that cook together. The rice is nice and brown, so I am gonna take, I forgot to include this on the ingredient list, it's 3 cups of hot water. I'm gonna add that in. About 2 cups. Then I'm gonna add in the 1 small can of tomato sauce. I'll use the remaining 1 cup to rinse out the container. Let's stir in the tomato sauce. I'm gonna take, it's about half a teaspoon of salt and about a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Go ahead and stir that in. You'll see the rice is still on high heat, and I'm gonna wait until I kind of see it bubbling a little bit, and then I will place the lid on the pan and turn it down to in between low and medium and just let that simmer for about 30 minutes. You don't want to stir it once you put the lid on because it'll come out soggy. Just let it do its thing. All right, this is pretty much bubbling, so I'm gonna set the lid on there and turn the heat from high down between medium and low. So I've taken the casserole out of the oven. As you can see, the cheese is nice and melted and crispy. The rice is done. I had it cook for about 30 minutes and I didn't stir it. So as you can see, it is nice and cooked. As I mentioned before, the onions moved to the side and it is ready to eat. All right, guys, so we are ready for dinner. Here I have the finished product, green chili chicken enchiladas. We have some Spanish rice with a little bit of cheese on top and tortilla. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Like our videos. We like to hear comments, and enjoy and have a blessed day.
Hey everybody, today, welcome back to the Bongers channel.
That's so nasty.